I want to let you know, first of all, this is my first time pressing this button. Very exciting. You don't understand. So I know we cut the last one short, but I cannot remember why. Probably because it was too long. And I can't remember what the next thing we talked about was. But we are just letting you know that you're about to listen to an episode where we had already started, and this is the next part. I hope you enjoy.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You find that
Let me
for
write
real?
that down for the vows. Oh, shit.
Just go back. I'll remember that.
There was a video that went viral.
I'll tell her.
There was a video that went viral. So she told me about it. Some dude, which is funny, right? When the girls start telling, "Oh, look at this video of people getting
Like a
married,
hint?
reading their vows." I don't think she did it that way.
I
but
don't think she would
take
either.
it that way.
I
as
would
a joke.
into it. Oh, yeah.
It's funny to think of it that way.
But it's funny because she would probably not, you know. But anyway, go ahead.
She straight up told me, she's like, "I don't give a fuck what you do." That's what she said. "I don't give a shit what you do, boy." That's what she said. But this video, so the guy was reading his vows,
Yeah.
like in front of the like fucking preacher or whatever. And all he said was like, "I promise to grab your butt all the time because I love you." Straight up, he said that, right?
But maybe that's what she likes.
And he's like, "That's it. That's all I want. That's all I have to say." And then, somebody in the audience was like, "Come on, Jeff," or whatever the fuck his name. I said Jeff because we were just talking about whatever. "Come on, Michael."
It was Jeff, wasn't it?
They were like, "Come on, Mike." Like somebody, like even one of the grooms was like, "Come on, dude, stop fucking around." And he's like, "No, we've made it this far. That's all I got to say." And supposedly, like, the wife was very uncomfortable.
Oh, really?
And even like the preacher was like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Really? That's all you're gonna say to your thing?" And it was so awkward.
That sounds awkward. Oh, then it's not as sweet anymore. Because my initial thing was like, oh, that's the kind of vibe they have, right? Where they'll say that to each other.
Maybe, but everybody was uncomfortable. Like, really? That's all you're going to say?
I think oh no.
I think even like the bride was
so
like,
then you can't.
"This motherfucker."
But saying somebody's your rock, I think that sounds good. I think you're okay if you say that.
Oh, I know. I'm a poet, dude.
You are a poet. That is actually not a joke. It's not. I really have to explain it now.
saying I'm a poet.
It's not a
out
joke.
loud.
You are.
Me saying I'm a poet out loud is what I imagine like gay dudes when they have to come out to their parents. Like that's what
Like
I
the
imagine
obvious?
it feels like. No, it's obvious. No, it's more like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Oh, really?
Like kind of like
No, I
embarrassed.
hope
about
not.
it.
See, here's the difference. I'm thinking, yeah, you did. Yeah, you came out like, yes. Except no. No, there could be shame. And
Yeah, that's what I'm
depending
saying.
on your oof. I hope that goes away.
Yeah.
I hope it's just
which some people might equate that as the same thing. You're a poet? Oh, that's fucking gay, dude.
Yeah, I don't know that. That's weird. Because why?
Just a joke.
Yeah, you need people in your circle that won't think that.
No, it's okay.
I think. Because why?
Think that
No.
because it's fun.
All right.
So, anyways, Leslie, I
We're talking about
I was
her
begging
being,
her,
yeah.
and
'Cause
eventually
yes,
she came
go
to.
back to how did you?
She
who
got
asked
to.
who?
She came to her senses, and she realized, yes, we should let's
She
give
came
it.
to her senses.
Let's give it a go.
La convenciste.
Yeah, I'm not ashamed. I begged her, dude, straight up. I was like, "Dude, trust me.
Trust
Me. This is gonna be great, man." And she's like, "Fine." And then a year later,
this is your home. We should say we're recording in Emmy's
basement
home. It's
My
not a basement
dungeon.
though, and that's why I paused because I don't know. It's your apartment, really.
It's an English garden apartment.
Is that what it's called? Yeah,
That's what they call it. Because
yeah, but it's not
a
your
basement.
basement. It's your place, right? So like Leslie might have come in at some point and she's out there.
She's out there right
I forgot
now,
actually. Good thing we're not talking bad about her. I don't think I would talk bad about her.
Would you?
I don't have time for that. I don't think so.
I would.
I don't think so. Well, that's your girlfriend. That's on you. But no, I don't.
So when we moved in together.
I've gotten to know her a little bit more because we're here, just in quick conversations. Which is not to say that I know her because that's not enough. But she seems like you guys seem happy,
dude.
At least you put up a good a show for me. But I don't think neither of you.
We have.
I know. Sorry, hun. Don't see who I rejected you, but it's for good reason.
we have so much fun, dude. I swear to God.
Yeah.
All we do is laugh
That's great.
And it's so
I love that.
it's great. But
Yes.
also, oh my God, we never take each other serious. Like if she's mad,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, like I acknowledge, like, she's mad.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a real reason to be mad, but I can't help but
Like you laugh.
I laugh because at the end of the day, it's like silly, right?
Well, that's
and then
good though. I think
mad,
that's healthy.
I
It's
hope so.
healthy.
I
I
hope
think so. Well, speaking from recent experience, it's not so much the anger; it's how you handle it. You know,
yeah. Because
you can really hurt someone with anger, and you can hurt someone with laughter too, right?
Yeah, if they're serious and you're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" You know.
Yeah, you want to be taken seriously, and vice versa. Like you don't,
for sure.
and you learn what the other person, like if you see something's bothering someone and you do it, then come on.
Yeah, for sure.
You're no longer. Well, we don't need to go there. I'm pausing because we can go a different route. Let's go back to you living in sin with Leslie.
Yeah. So
I said it because that's what people think in our family.
When I told my mom that I was moving in with Leslie, she didn't. She didn't say no, don't do it, but she was very upset for sure.
Your mom?
Yeah.
For
she
sure.
was like, she's like,
because in her mind, she wants to see you stable, happy, married. In her view, like that's
to the church.
To the church.
Yeah.
There's a real fear and respect. I don't know if I would call it fear anymore. I would say respect is the way they see it. It's respect for
God.
For God. Yeah, it isn't the church. It's that's they think that's what God wants. God, like they really do think it's living in sin.
Yeah, but then again, I do see how it can be a very positive thing to you and this person involve this greater being in your relationship to kind of be like the rock. There I go again. That's the only metaphor I have. I guess I'm not.
Oh, then you need the higher beating.
Then.
Leslie's already your rock. You're fine.
Yeah, right. She is my goddess.
I want to get back to that though, because I think you're hitting it. That's the thing. Now you've kept that feeling of it, but not with the traditional Catholic priest giving you the blessing or whatever that is.
To be honest, again, I would do it 100%.
What about Leslie?
She's not religious.
Would she do a spiritual ceremony? Like if you guys ever did get married, have you talked about it?
Yeah. I don't.
Oh, okay.
Then she just needs the paperwork. Let's just get
like the civil would be enough for her.
Yeah.
But since I know you're spiritual, so would you want to make it something more sacred?
No, it's
you wouldn't need it.
No, this is what men have to understand. The wedding is not about you.
Yeah,
it's about what she wants. That's
really.
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
I mean, of course, there's something about it's your wedding too, and all of this.
I think it depends on the couple, no? Because I remember when Rory and I got married.
Shout out.
Or maybe I don't know. We'd have to ask him. Like I did. This is where one of the few times I'll say poor guy, but I'm very indecisive. I do. He was very chill about whatever I wanted. He wasn't very much. He wasn't like he didn't really care. And I was kind of similar. We ended up getting married at a restaurant and we were fine. Like we saw a bunch of places and I was like, I don't know, I'm not loving this. And it was so expensive.
Well, weren't you like hardcore atheist at the time? Oh no, you weren't.
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. And so we went to, we ended up, the church did burn down though.
Really? That's hilarious. That's really,
we'll talk about that in another one. My people know that story wasn't me.
You don't want to know.
I was in love when I got married. I loved Rory.
Wow.
For sure. And I think he loved me.
That sounds fucking gay.
I don't know. No, it was the truth. Abby comes from love, for sure.
Truth can be gay sometimes. And what you said was gay. Just
then
kidding.
Amen to the gay community. Cheers. No, it's you know what I mean? No.
Yeah.
What were we so that was but we didn't do like the
traditional
banquet hall or whatever.
Rodolfo married
we did what we
guys?
could. We paid for our own wedding and that's what we did. And
Rodolfo married you guys?
Yes, we had like 3 priests in the. We had 3 priests.
That's
By the
cool.
way, it's not because of the level of religiously. It was because they're our family. Like
We're
Rodolfo's
plugged.
was at the time especially. He was
No.
like our brother almost. And then it was Padre Alberto, and then another cousin of mine from Mexico.
Yeah.
That's
What's
also
his
a
name?
priest, Fernando.
And then also
And so they were there as guests. So then they just went up to the altar. You know what I mean? Like they're our guests at the wedding. So then they also officiated.
Right.
Which, if you don't know about our family, they might think we were like, oh, they're very persinados. It wasn't that. They're just family, and they're like, hey, you guys should come up here too.
but also
And
we
that's
are
what
very
that was.
persinados. A lot, most of us are.
Some of them are.
Not our
for sure.
generation. You
Not
know,
our
our generation, it's like Ildita is still super crazy about, not crazy. She's crazy
I
about
wouldn't call her
religion.
crazy. I don't know that though. Tell me. So tell
She
me your
has-
perspective.
Well, I guess I could tell. Right.
I don't know.
Think,
I know they go to
think-
church.
Yeah, they go to church
Yeah.
every weekend. Ildita, Manny, I don't think he really cares that much. He's there to support his wife.
Yeah.
Ildita, I think she's still religious and she is
Mhm.
like believing.
Yeah.
I think Ruben pretends to not, but like if you make like a devil joke, he'll just like nod his head. Like that's
Oh,
not okay.
really?
Yeah, like he'll smile, but he's like, "Why do you
Doesn't
say
feel
that?" That's what
right.
Ruben says. Yeah.
Maybe it's just in our blood. Because remember that show Penny Dreadful? Did you see that? I could not watch that show. I had to watch that with the lights on. And I know I don't believe in any of that stuff. It's not that. I know there's no like devil made me do it. None of that. But that show,
The
they
devil's real.
did it in such a way where I remember like, oh, I have to turn the lights on for this one. I don't want to be by
Dude,
myself.
Do you remember?
It's so
Did you watch the
scary.
whole series?
Yes, I
Do you
did.
remember how it ended?
Yes,
Oh,
so dark.
so sad. Just the saddest fucking show of all
It hurt
time.
me. It hurt me.
What was the premise? She was kind of like
I have to. Maybe I'd watch it again, but
she was kind of like the chosen one for
Oh,
something. She had to
dark.
die, and she
it
died
was
at the end.
dark.
But it's
Dark,
crazy
dark.
how like it was only 5 seasons. I think the last season was cut
Not
short.
even. Yeah. Why didn't it keep going?
No.
Probably
No.
traumatized
That's
the-
perfect. That's what you want. You don't want it to go on forever. It's like
No, but it was really short.
It was good.
Yeah, it was.
I'd
good.
say that's perfect.
So
They
good.
enough in that short amount of time. They made you care about not only her Frankenstein's character was so
I gotta look that up
fucking
again.
sad to me because he was like Frankenstein's monster. I mean, that's what it is. They're putting together all of these classic horror monsters into one kind of universe, and yeah, I mean, Frankenstein's monster was the one that was kind of like it really like got to me. I mean, because not because I related, but just because it's like, ah, fuck.
Yeah, you don't have
They-
a
they did a-
Frankenstein story.
No, I was
That
created.
stuff is fantasy, right?
Right. So, but
But it's just because of the religious part of it, and they went deaf. There was like the whole that first season where there was like almost was it right away the
Vampires?
exorcism and all that stuff and all
I
that.
forget.
Oh man,
I don't remember the
or was
religious
that the
part of
second
that show.
one? It's all a traumatic blur.
It
It's
was
so,
so sad.
I
And
don't get
that's-
traumatized with that stuff.
That's
This
one of the
one
first
got me. I
shows.
was
That's
like,
one of the first
oh.
shows that me and Leslie watched
Oof,
together.
really?
Actually.
Oh,
I gotta
I was-
rewatch that.
I'm gonna
shit.
rewatch it just to talk to you guys about it. I would
And
love that.
also, that actress that played her, Ava Green.
Mm-hmm. What does that mean? Oh, beautiful. You like her.
She's gorgeous, but also she just did so well.
She is good. That is
Oh
a
my
good
god, it was
actor.
perfect. It was
Damn.
perfect. And like
Yeah,
her
those guys.
green
Oof.
eyes.
Yeah.
French people have a very particular look. Like when I see a person, I was like, "Oh, you're French." I don't know what it is, but I could see it. And I saw her, and I was like, "This lady's French." I looked it up, and I was right. But also,
That's very our people to categorize people.
I'm a racist.
It's not though for us, but it is like it's not PC, right? So
I
then
don't give a fuck.
I don't know if I think I've gone away from that a little bit.
It's
It
just
doesn't
fun.
occur to me. No, I know. I'm not offended. I'm just saying. Now that we're talking about it and going off on tangents, here's tangent number 3.
Number
racism.
3,000.
No, you know what I mean though?
Yeah.
How many conversations have we been in? Immigrant, legit our people conversations where they come from another country here and they're like, oh, what about this? Oh, he's probably from here, from there. And we talk about it all the time. And
many?
nobody's offended.
All of them.
And we do
Every
it for our
conversation.
own people. Like, oh, but he's from Mexico, but what part of Mexico? Oh, right, because he looks like this. That's how, you know what I mean?
A lot of times, yeah.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing.
And why I wish we could just talk about it because I don't think it's not offensive.
We're talking
well, you
about
and I know. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Well, like, I mean,
have to
that goes back to the
explain
first episode.
people.
That goes back to the first episode
Did that one
got
make it?
cut because
Why did we cut it?
I think it sounded
Audio?
like shit.
Audio.
I think
That was that.
I think yeah. Let's say that's all it was. So yeah, it goes. So there was this guy.
We'll talk about it another time.
So there was this guy at a restaurant
Mm-hmm.
that you asked him where he was from.
Right.
That's the where you're from story.
That's where we started this whole mess.
Yeah, that never
we
made
we
it.
should talk about that.
Yeah. So tell him the story. That's a great. Tell Grisel the story.
She wasn't there.
Right, I tell her the story.
Okay, this is what happened. She'll understand this because
She's a racist?
this happened to us in New Orleans too, with some other guy. And he treated us differently because we were this guy. I love New Orleans. Oh no, this was in DC. The DC
Really?
guy.
DC, the most politically
It was this
correct-
guy that was from the same country as German's family. Okay. So then right away, Grisel picked up on the accent. And of course he was. And we were ordering drinks. But I think he was saying things that were a little sexist. Okay. AKA a lot sexist. That man. Not feeling bad for that guy. And here's how I know. It was seriously, like it was like I don't know what it was, but he said stuff like, I didn't want to drink a lot, so I ordered like some bourbon neat or tequila, whatever it was that I ordered neat. It might have been a mezcal. I don't know. I don't remember, but sometimes you don't want the fruity drinks. You know what I mean? And I don't love fruity drinks. And then Grisel ordered something like something that was a little stronger. And then German wanted to go for something a little sweeter. And so he pointed it out that he was surprised.
Wow, that's fucking gay, dude. Is that what he said?
It was so dumb. It was like, let's move on from your sexism so we can actually talk about this good food that we're enjoying and the drinks. Who cares?
That's hilarious because that's 100%.
Like it couldn't fit in his brain almost. And
a guy would order a fruity drink.
And then number 2 happened.
Wow.
That was the first little like, you know, ladies, what I'm talking about. Because you're like, oh no, Then you're guard up and you're like, let me not waste a lot of time managing this man. Okay, so then this is why I'm telling you, I'm not. The next thing he said, Grisel started trying to connect with him and saying, we've been to here with that. No, because of the accent. We knew I didn't pick up on where he was from because I'm not used to hearing it all. But she picked up on his accent and guessed correctly que era del Salvador. This is before German got there. And so with German, you see him like he's clearly Hispanic, right? But for us, you know, I don't know what he was thinking. But she said something where he just dismissed her outright. But it was correct what she said. But it was almost like, just because you were telling me this, it got so bad.
Wait. How did he dismiss
She's
it?
got to tell you. It's just
like
dumb,
she said something
dumb.
and he was like blah and went on to talk to like Herman or
I
to the man?
got to ask Grisel because it was a while back, so I don't remember exactly. She'll tell you the story. But the point of that was, this is how you know, like the lady behind us who was cutting like some jamón serrano, the good kind, the kind of buttery. Have you had that?
No.
Oh, it's so
sheltered.
good. So we were doing that. This was all in English, like in Spanish and English. And then this lady who was right behind us felt bad for us because of the service we were getting. Because clearly he was treating us differently than German. She sent over a little something to us and kind of made that visit better. Because that man was like, yeah.
Interesting.
And it was all about like something about us rubbed him the wrong way. I don't know what it was. We all spoke Spanish. We're all firstborn generation here.
What if it was just the fact that
we're women, he's a guy.
Okay.
German got treated really well. We did not.
So it was just that.
I mean, but we don't know for sure. Maybe we look like people he hated or done him wrong. I don't know. But the obvious one was that we're women. And the woman behind us who was like this so kind to us, like sent it over. We ended up connecting with her, who happened to be American. Go figure. ¿Ya ves?
Wow.
Who cares?
I think that says more about you guys than him.
Maybe. It probably does. But to me, that was all unnecessary. Like we didn't need that pushback that he was giving us. All that happened, that started off where I felt the vibe was like we didn't behave the way he expected. Because we were just being ourselves. Like he was the one that
you guys were. He thought that you guys were like.
He was telling us
you guys were whitewashed or something.
I don't know. I don't know what it was. I didn't understand. It was like that thing about that guy from that place
Uh-huh.
where all I wanted to know was where he was from.
Yeah,
Because
didn't
he
like
had
that.
an English accent that was very much like the South Side people of our family.
He had a Sicilian accent. 100%.
Yeah, the Cicero,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like, I know we know the same people, or at least he knows my people, and that's what started it. And he did not like me asking him where he
But
was
see, that's
from.
funny. That's
I had
funny
to explain
because
it.
when you asked him where he was from,
Mm-hmm.
we were eating at a restaurant. The waiter came up, really cool guy, until he wasn't.
Until that, it was just that question that turned it around. And if you people that know me know, I honestly didn't mean to call him out at all. It was just a way to connect. It wasn't. That's all that
Nadia,
was.
I got news for you. You're a racist. So
Yeah.
so you asked him where he was from. I thought but you were asking
You remember
about his
it more.
background, though, right? Like
Yeah.
his ethnicity.
I had to explain.
And that's what you said. Yeah, you said where you from. He's like, I'm from here. What do you mean?
Yes.
Like a fucking asshole. He's like, I'm from
And I
here.
was
What do you
like,
mean? And you're like, well, what is?
I
You straight up
explained.
said, you're like, well, what is your ethnicity? That's how
Yeah,
you said
I
it. I
tried to
remember it
ask-
so clearly. I'm seeing it in my head. You said, what is your ethnicity? That's how you said it. And
how do you ask people?
You just say, where are you from?
We do. As
I have-
as our people do. It's very like if you ask someone from our people normally, like if I hear someone speaking Spanish, ay, ¿de dónde eres? The most natural question you could ask. We just move on from there.
I have a lot of
You
passengers.
connect.
I have a lot of passengers that, ironically, they ask me where I'm from.
Really?
And I'm super clear.
But it's fine.
I'm super clear. I
Yeah.
say I'm from here, but my parents are from Jalisco, Mexico.
I do the same thing. I do that.
And-
That's how I explain
And then
it too.
and then just to hit them back with it, they're like, "What about you?" They're like, "I'm from Texas," but they have just the least Texas accent ever.
Oh, that's so funny.
So I mean, what I'm
How
saying,
many people?
they're like, and they talk like they just got off the boat from somewhere in Asia.
Oh,
or
like they're
somewhere in
immigrants.
Africa.
You're
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
they're like they came
100%.
here, but they'll say they're from whatever
I'm from
state.
Pennsylvania. Or
Yeah, but that's the thing.
whatever.
Like, even that doesn't offend me. Okay, that's where you're
doesn't
from.
offend
Next,
me.
let's move on.
It doesn't offend me,
If
but
that's what they want to share, that's one they want to share.
Yeah,
If they
right,
want to
right.
share more, they share more.
Sure, of course, but that's why it's so weird to me, because it's like it's just a weird thing, because you know what I'm asking you, motherfucker. You know,
Oh,
like,
it bugs you?
it doesn't bug me. It's just like, dude, what are we playing here?
Well, for me, it's like, how curious do I want to be? For that guy, I was curious because I just knew. I knew that he had to have known. Like, I really had the thought that if I just explained to him that, no, I'm a safe person. I'm not going to bash you because, like, it's not because I'm being racist. It's because I'm hearing your accent and I know. You know what I mean? I thought that if I explained it, that he would just calm down. And he did not.
It
He
not.
did not.
I think he even went up to
Probably
like
spit in
he
our
went out
food.
like defending himself.
Yeah, but nobody was offended.
He
Like,
was like-
nobody was attacking.
he's
That was
like-
the weirdest thing.
He was
We're
kind of like,
okay.
well, like if somebody asked you, like I remember him going
I'd be
off.
like, well, I would tell them.
Yeah, it was just the weirdest interaction in my life. Why would you get offended, you fucking idiot? Well, that's what it is. I mean,
I can see how people would do it, like to. You're not really from here. Like that could be true too. Does that mean you have to go to the bathroom?
No.
Oh, we said we used to say.
I think I'm trying to like get present because I'm getting angry at this motherfucker.
Why though?
Because he's
No,
a
I know
goofy.
why, but why should that? That's the whole interaction was so off.
He's such a goofy. It's just a goofy motherfucker.
Oh.
It's just yeah. I think a lot of people feel like, are you telling me that I am not an American?
Yeah, and that's legit.
Shut up.
I think that's legit.
Aw, get over
I do
yourself.
because some people do say it like you're not really ours. Like you're not really from here. They're trying to like oust you.
Right. But also,
but that's not where I was
But
coming
that's
from.
that's the defensive perspective. What if What if he could have taken the perspective that
Twice.
it's just like that? What if he would have just been like, "Oh, these people want to connect with me because maybe
Yeah.
they're outsiders too." But no,
Right. Well,
when
he took
you're-
offense.
When you grow up in America, you're very privileged, and probably way more privileged than his parents probably were, because his parents, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we don't
Well,
know.
probably-
we don't
I
know
don't
this
know.
person because he didn't allow us.
Well,
he
fuck
didn't,
that
he
guy.
didn't let
So-
us in.
So whatever. He's
I just
he's
want to
doing
know
fine.
who he was.
Only people that are having a good time are gonna complain about shit like that. I think. I get it. Compassion.
We don't know.
You don't know all that bullshit.
We don't know. That's why. Well, it doesn't anger me as much as that cashier lady that I talked to you about. Where she started talking about me, assuming that I didn't know Spanish. This one's different for me because I don't know what his history is. I know that I didn't mean it in any other way. I really just wanted to get, it was like an opening of a conversation, right? And this was during the time before that word was even like a huge trigger. Like now it is. This is years ago. That where are you from? Where we all were taught not to say it anymore.
I don't give a shit. Dude.
Well, we still do. I mean, that's like an immigrant thing. I'm not getting rid of that one.
Yeah, no, I think it's
Plus, I feel like we're Hispanic. So if I'm not the one that's offended, I think, you know.
Are we Hispanic or are we Latinx?
I don't know what to call it.
Are we Latinx?
Latinx.
I said it ironically, and you said Latinx unironically.
That's the latest one. And then they're gonna, when it changes, we'll be that too.
How about this? Why is it always? Why is it always white people telling us what we are? I think Trevor
it's
Noah,
not.
I think
it's
Trevor
not just
Noah,
white. No, there's a community of people
who are very Americanized that claim to be Hispanic and that are saying that.
We don't know that, Emmanuel.
That is my perspective. Can I tell you that is my perspective?
Okay.
And I'm holding true to it. It's like Trevor Noah, who you love.
I do like, has
a bit. Funny. Who now I used to think he was cool too, but I think he went off the rails.
It's okay. We don't need to. Okay, let's go back to the point of it. What does he say? That's
has good. A bit in one of his specials where he's like, he says that it's like it's always white people saying what we should be called here. Like first there's the Negroes, and then they're the African Americans, and then now they're just black. That's just like he says that, and this is like a black dude, but also he's South African.
I don't know that and that's like also like a bit, right? So then how much research goes into that kind of stuff? There is truth in comedy, but we don't. He's not a historian. Neither am I, for that matter. So when you say that, I'm saying no because I legitimately don't know. My first encounter with that category was when I was in college, and I took a Latin American Studies course, and that professor. She would present...
A girl professor? Oh, damn, dude.
No se puede, Manuel. We're going to get so many comments. Seriously?
Damn. So what happened?
Are you trying to get us all over the internet? Because what if I want to be private?
Yes. It's a joke. It's obviously a joke, dude. I think women are smarter than men.
Do you really think that? I don't know that
At certain things, yeah, sure.
Oh, right. We've had this conversation. Yeah. So anyway, this lady, she did a really great job of presenting like the evolution of that term here, right? For us, for the context of the new
Latino?
Americas. Mm-hmm. So at that time it was Hispanic, and they were trying to change it over. They were trying to get people to say Latino.
Who's they?
The culture. They, the ambiguous people that we all blame for stuff that we don't know. Though
right. So
society.
the people in power.
The people that were decide on. It doesn't matter. The
I
community.
think
In this case, it was a Hispanic at that time
organization,
a Latino community. It was a conversation that was. Did it start there? I don't know. This is where my ignorance. Don't take my word for it. I don't know. But what we learned was at that time there was a conversation in our communities about how we need to reject the term Hispanic because it's honoring Spain, the exploiters. That was all that was. And so the Latino was the root language.
And ironically, these people are all mixed.
I don't
Spanish
know.
And
like I know our family, we do the DNA thing. Like for my dad, it was like 99%.
Yes.
Like Madrileño. We're not. I actually have been to Madrid, but I was going to say we've never been to there in my life.
Not me. La Linda. I'm going to do mine. But we were.
¿De dónde eres?
Where
soy
are you
from?
De mi mamá y mi papá.
¿Y de dónde
y soy una verga.
Oh, ew. I don't like that. No.
So
no,
you're not beep.
No.
I'm the shit. No? That's all I know.
For real. What did
Lalin came back
what
Iberian.
The DNA?
Iberian. It was like probably 40% Iberian, like 35% Iberian Peninsula.
And then the others? That's not a lot, though.
Shit. No.
So that's not a lot. Where does that come from?
Mexico.
So, Mexico's diverse, but it's not not in the way that people are here.
But I think Lalin was like 14 or 15% native Mexican.
Like, what does that mean?
An eighth.
Like a certain, like what? Because Mexico is Mexico. A lot.
Yeah, but native, like, I don't know. How do those, well, that's the question.
That's the
question.
How the
fuck do those things work?
Because then what it tells you, there's something about it telling you that you share genetic makeup to people that mostly live in Like my
here.
dad had a large percentage in LA, right? Like there was a lot of his genetic gene pool that he shared in common with people in LA for
in
some
LA
reason.
today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
but that's not what we're saying.
But
We're talking about the ancestry.
the ancestry, that part of it was like 99% Spain.
99%.
99%, yeah.
That
like
sounds
Spanish.
wrong. I don't think it was 99%.
Well, this was like when it first came out. So maybe now that more people have taken the test, like we need to go in there again to check.
Which one did he get?
But it wasn't like Aztec or Tecuejes. Do you know what I mean?
What that mean?
And if you look at my dad, like it makes sense. He doesn't look indigenous, right? He looks like I could tell. Like it doesn't surprise me, right?
Yeah.
But also if you ask us, we are Mexican. Like I don't relate to Spanish culture at all.
No. I
mean,
either.
I like them. It's not a rejection either. Like I appreciate it. We listen to music from Spanish artists. Like all that is all there. But I don't feel Spanish, I don't feel Spanish at all. Do you?
No.
I feel Mexican.
I
Like I'm
barely
Mexican American.
I barely feel myself.
Do you know what I mean? Though.
Yeah.
What do you even think of Spain in terms of your? Does it even enter into your brain?
It's undeniable. I mean, if I think about it, I have to acknowledge it.
Yeah, but does it feel like it's home, or like obviously a lot of the Mexican upbringing that we have, especially the Catholic part, is definitely from Spain.
I think nowadays, like so I haven't thought about it much today, like nowadays, but like I think right now I don't know where is home because I don't know. All I know is that I come from ranchers from San Miguel.
Yeah.
And that is home to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and I think it just doesn't go any further.
I think it's too much to think of it. I mean, if we really think about it, it ends up being like the way of life from the most recent generations, because those are the ones that have the biggest impact on you.
That's why I wanted to talk to my grandma,
yeah.
but I don't know. I just don't have that relationship with my grandma to ask her.
Let's ask her.
And just be like, tell me about your grandparents. Tell me about your grandparents. Tell me about how far back do you know? Well, I'm
ask my
assuming
dad.
her grandparents.
Yeah.
And I would love to know that, because that's gonna really let me know more about where I'm from.
I have asked my family, like my grandmother. I had an opportunity to talk to both of my grandmothers, and one of them was couldn't hear, couldn't speak. And so that was a little more limiting, because I had to ask others to help me translate, because I knew the very basics of the way that she communicated. She did tell a story that she would say that, ya ves la Revolución Cristera? That she remembers when she was a little girl being afraid of the soldiers with their metralletas, and she would make the sign for that.
Yeah. Wow. Do you know there's big part of Mexico that has no fucking clue that happened?
I do know that, yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That's very... Well, that's how insular...
Thing.
It's a regional thing.
Very regional thing, but it's like war.
It's not taught the ins and outs of that. It was a revolution. It was a religious revolution.
In our part, and where we were from in Mexico, like Leslie's mom had no fucking clue about that.
No, yeah, that's not unique. That's very.
I was surprised because again,
and there's like the one movie that's out that was like the Hollywood movie that they did, and I don't think it's that good.
Is it the movie with Chente?
I don't want to even see it. Oh no, I didn't see that one.
I don't know, but I know Chente has a song, and it just
well,
it gets me riled up every time. The song, like I honestly, like every time I hear it, I'm like, I feel so Catholic.
We are, though, like it's in our blood, even though I don't hold any of the beliefs. It's so funny. Most of the beliefs, like the really core one, it's so funny, but culturally we're Catholic.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I think we're more Catholic than we're Mexican. I was talking to one of my passengers about that yesterday.
Because of the town where we're from. Every celebration revolves around the Catholic Church.
Yeah,
all the big Pueblo ones, except for the El Grito and those kind of things, but everything else, las fiestas and go ahead.
Yeah, that's what.
What are you doing?
I'm just looking up the word Catholic.
Why?
To see what comes up.
I mean, yes, I'm just curious. It wasn't like a why calling you out. I'm like, what are we learning here?
So I've had passengers that are from specifically Ireland, southern Italy.
Mm-hmm.
There's another one. There's another one.
It's okay. Go
Polish people.
Mm-hmm.
Where we have so much in common.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it's like we're so much
trippy.
like them, but it's
We
all
are.
just because
it's Catholic. It's a Catholic
Catholicism.
thing. Yeah, for sure.
The alcoholism, a lot of babies, the abuse of women,
Alcoholism. I think alcoholism is worldwide.
the child
I don't think that's just Catholic.
molestations.
That's also worldwide.
Very Catholic.
But the
Very
Catholic
Catholic.
part, like those core beliefs of the big families, comes from no birth control for sure. And then
Yes. You
there's
only
like
have sex to procreate.
yeah, there's a lot of
Right?
rules around that.
There were
Why are there so many?
There were
there's
no
a lot of
TVs
rules
back
around
then,
that.
so
No
people
t-
were just bored. What do you want to do? Make another baby? Fuck it.
No, I find that's one of the things that I found very. I mean, this historically, but it's something when I remember the first. Where did we go when we went to Spain? I went to Spain with, I don't think you know her, with one of my cousins on my mom's side. And, you do know them. Las hijas de mi padrino Rubén.
Okay.
You know them?
Yes, probably.
They used to come here. No? Okay.
I'm
It
sure-
doesn't matter.
I'm
So
sure I've
we
seen
went
them
to
here or
Spain.
there.
I went to Spain with one of them. And we did this like tour. And I
Did you feel that you
remember
were
never,
home?
I felt like I was in San Miguel in some of those places. Some of the churches, I was like, oh, this is it. But guess what? The difference. This is where you're like, uh-oh. Front and center.
Yeah.
The difference is they still had their gold in the altars. Some of those churches,
Motherfuckers, they took
like
it all.
gilded. And I was like, I felt so uncomfortable in there. Like I was like, oh, las señoras, the way they dress, the conservative, like you know what I mean, with the rebosos and
They covered
everything.
their heads and shit.
And then you saw the gilded altars.
Does gilded mean covered in gold?
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
that's where you're like my first instinct was like, oh right, this is really our motherland, really. But then you see those things, and then you're like,
Speak for yourself.
oh no.
No.
It was a weird thing. I'm curious how people think about that. That was my experience. I don't.
Yeah.
Everybody's unique, but also like you go to a place like Granada, es como estar in Guanajuato.
I would love to visit those little towns in Spain.
It's beautiful.
Way better.
It's so cool. It's very weird
I
to
saw
see
I saw
the
a
exploiter
video. I saw a
country.
video saying like instead of going to Barcelona, go here. Instead of going to Madrid, go here.
Yeah.
Like instead of going to Tokyo, go here. Like shit like
Oh.
that. It's always I feel like
Yeah,
that's
that
where
would
you're
be
gonna
cool.
get a better experience of the culture. there. Instead
You're
of like the
probably
big
right.
towns.
I don't see it that way. I like it all.
So-
Like I like to get all of that because I do. I really love looking at the architecture, the art, and then you do see that in those
The little
well-known
towns,
places,
okay,
in all of it, all of it. Like we went to this town that does swords, right? Like they make so they kind of said like there was like actual
Swords
sword makers there.
to kill the infidels.
So cool. You felt like you were in a medieval little town, right?
Wow,
It was
that's
so cool.
cool.
But then you go to like Barcelona and then you see how the people that designed that city, even in the Gothic part, were like so well structured. The urban planning is just, it's really
Barcelona's
cool.
nuts,
It's
right?
amazing.
It's like a grid like Chicago, right? That's so crazy.
Designed back in the day. Like
And
they
it,
foresaw.
aren't, like-
They even have curved banquetas for turning. It's so cool. It's such a cool city.
Look at
Thank you,
that.
Barcelona, for
Look at that
existing. Yeah, yeah.
That is nuts, dude.
Isn't
That's
it
literally
cool?
like Chicago. How
It's
the
beautiful.
fuck do you
It's
do?
a beautiful thing to see.
When was
And it's different. You can't compare that to a little town. It's like comparing Guadalajara to San Miguel. You can't compare. They're different. You know, like
Yeah,
you won't
I
be.
hate
You won't
Guadalajara.
tell someone, "Don't go to Guadalajara."
Guadalajara to me?
You
I
say
will
go
say
to
that.
both.
No,
I
I
will say
wouldn't.
go to both.
I say if you want,
both
instead
fun.
of going to Guadalajara. Well, actually, I don't know. I've never hung out at Guadalajara,
Oh my god!
but I'm thinking like big cities. I've never hung out at Guadalajara because I don't give a fuck about the. If I want a city,
So then don't
Mari,
recommend.
you know why?
You don't know about it.
But this
¿Para
is
qué
what I know.
dices?
You know what I know? I know that I'm living in literally the greatest city, arguably. The greatest
Chicago
city
is
in the
pretty
world.
cool, but it's not. It's different than you can't compare Chicago to
I'll
Guadalajara. It's so
compare it.
different.
I'll compare it every day.
It's Guadalajara's cool.
I've never been, right? But to me, it's like I've hung out in Aguascalientes.
Say that again. You've never been.
I've never hung out in Guadalajara.
You never
I'm
hung
sure.
out there.
I'm sure I
Yeah,
might.
you
enjoy it.
recommend
Chicago
to our
100%.
family and friends to not go to Guadalajara.
I wouldn't say that,
You just said.
but I would say I would rather you. If you want to go to see a city, come to Chicago. If you want to see a nice small city, go to Los Altos and all of that. Go to fucking Juventino Rosas, go to Celaya, Guanajuato.
Oh, yes. There's so many beautiful little towns. And
that's the thing.
Like small, but there's a different thing. I don't find it fair to compare. Like, ¿cómo comparas Puebla con Jalisco?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, well,
because
see,
I've never been
my
to
point.
Puebla.
The cultures are different. Like Veracruz, they have every part of Mexico has a little subculture that you can't know Mexico by only going to one place. It's impossible.
Right.
It's like telling people to go
to Chicago
like
and you know all of
and now you know
country.
all of US. No. Yeah. Bueno,
I'm trying to see when Barcelona was funded, but I can't find the number. It's been around like literally forever.
It's an ancient city. Yeah. It's okay. People can find out. I don't think
Rome and Barcelona, 15 BC.
Mm-hmm.
It's
ancient city.
Yeah, and they did that, huh? They did this.
Yeah.
More than 2,000 years ago.
It's so cool.
And
they have
like
a modern
nice
part,
right
not a
there
whole
too.
thing,
Look
but there's like a certain there is a certain part of the city that is
beautiful. Look at the mountains
really
in the
cool.
background,
It's
dude.
such a beautiful
Holy
city.
shit, man. That's awesome.
And
How
it's
long until you
different.
get pickpocketed?
Oh, there's
there?
another point. This is different than
How long do you think
it
you
is
can
a
be there
city.
without being pickpocketed?
I don't know. We were very vigilant. Like you did not like every place. It's like here. You're not going to go walking down the street in certain areas.
You're not going to get pickpocketed
in the middle of the night.
You're going to get
like you did the other day with your backpack. There's some areas
ran.
in Chicago where you get home at a certain time of the night. If you live in a certain neighborhood,
I park.
You're
the
not going to
block
stroll
away.
and be like, "Hi, everybody." No,
fuck
you
that. I'm running.
Yes, be smart.
Yeah,
that has nothing to do with the city. The city's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the food, so good. The food in Barcelona is different than the food in Madrid, for example. Yeah, but I'm Mexican, you see? That's the thing. You know what? Decir Barcelona.
It's kind of like saying...
Porque yo soy mexicana.
Well, it's kind of like saying...
Barcelona.
It's kind of like saying...
Aunque les duela.
But it's like, are you going to say Jalisco or are you going to say Jalisco?
Jalisco. I can't say Jalisco. I can't. That's the one thing. I can say Lechona.
Are you...
for the HT people, but I will not say... I can't say Jalisco.
Do you think HT is gonna sponsor us ever?
No. Although he would be really interesting to talk to, Chris. He's very knowledgeable. I would be curious to
Barcelona?
hear. And they're firstborn generation. Oh no, he was born in Greece. He and his brothers, and they came here. And he's like, they're very interesting. Those guys.
Yeah, they got.
I love talking to them.
Every Greek I've met.
I don't know
every
that.
Greek I've met personally has a lot of money. I've only met one.
I do actually want them to talk to us. Like, don't start like saying stuff we don't know. No, I just don't know.
It's not a bad thing.
I've not ever said
do well.
I don't think so, but I don't know.
It's not because they're Greek. It's because they're immigrants. At the end of the day.
Okay, there you go. There. That's why I would want to talk to them because I think
do they have a sense of humor?
Oh yeah.
All right then.
Oh
we're
no,
fine.
they're like.
Then we're okay here.
Should I have to say Greeks are regular people?
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm talking about them specifically.
I know. I'm just messing with you. No, I think he would be really interesting to talk to. Like, I really love hearing their insight. And they speak, the brothers and the cousins, they speak really well. They have their accent when they speak Spanish you can't even tell.
They know Spanish?
Yes.
Fluent?
Yes.
What?
And yes, it's so cool. And then they start like speaking in Greek and I try to, there's no way. I'm out. I can't understand one word, not one word.
Yeah, I think it's a completely different
language. Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've ever listened to Greek before. What does Greek sound like?
If you were to do an impression of Greek, I can't. Yeah, I can't even say the words we know well. You know,
like if I hear Russian accent, I'll know it's like from
the
that
words.
If I hear French, I'm gonna know it's French. If I know Italian, I'm gonna pick up on some of the words.
Italian is different because some of their words and the way that they, the conjugations, they're similar.
Yeah.
So it's easier for us to.
Like I think I can tell. I could tell, like a lot of them. Yeah. But Greek, I can't even imagine it right now. There's not a lot of. I've
heard it. I can't say it.
Why?
Sure,
Because you
all
think
of
you're
Greece.
be racist?
Sure, what do you mean?
Yeah, but how many people?
They've been immigrating here. Yeah, but there are Greek immigrants here since the founding of this country. Like we have
there's more Greeks here than in Greece kind of thing?
Oh no, I don't
Like
know
there's
that.
more Puerto Ricans
No,
here
no,
than in
no,
Puerto
no.
Rico?
What I'm saying is that they're not dwindling. You know, they're like
Right,
a
right,
healthy people. Oh, yeah, there's.
Let's get to a clip of some
Where did we
Greek
get
people.
to talking about that?
I
We
don't
started
know.
talking about the customs and
Catholicism
Catholicism.
and gay people.
Yeah. So
and-
funny enough, from this conversation that I had with them, like they have similar the tradition of like the wife at home, the man goes work, like the woman stays at home, or you want to make sure you are married before you have kids. I think
Yes.
that holds true in a lot of those old world
There's a
countries,
lot of
which
benefits
we
to that.
have. We have a part of.
It's a tricky thing when you both in hetero couples,
Yeah.
when you both have a career, for one of you to be the woman traditionally and one of you to be the man traditionally.
Yeah.
Because you're both doing your fucking thing.
Yeah, that's where I feel there's a change. So one thing is very funny. Like, so I started working as a freelancer, and I've met, especially in the beginning when I had to do more networking stuff, I would meet a lot of working parents, men and women. Okay. Like I'm not going to, whatever gender, doesn't matter. This is just for the sake of like the traditional roles. Right. And I remember I did meet men that very much took an active, like 50-50 part in their children's lives, where they'd be like, you know what, I'm going to have to cancel because it's my turn to pick up the kids. I'm out. But for sure, it was like not as many. Mostly the women were the one that I would hear more saying, you know, I have to go because of kids. I had to go. And like they equally were working, yet it still fell on the women more.
How much do you think it's because the women wanted to?
I don't know. That's what I don't know, because you don't know based on the couple, because that's not expected here anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It isn't. Maybe it is in our family still.
And maybe,
but that's something that I would do. I would do that expectation for myself
because you wanted to.
Right.
You had that thing inside of you that was like, I gotta take care of my baby.
Yes.
I have
sure.
like, I have friends
so
that
that's
like,
not.
It's like I know friends that like it's the guy's turn to take care of the baby at night, and the baby's just not quieting down. So the mom just said, give me my baby, I'll take care of the baby.
But that still, I feel, is a partnership where it's different than you and I have both been in households where everybody sits down to eat and the men are sitting and the women are serving.
Isn't that weird?
Yes.
But they want to do that too. Like
it's weird.
When we're there, I'm all like, te sirvo, quieres esto, quieres otro? I'm like, I got it. Tell me where the stuff is at.
Yeah.
And I'll do it. But now I've been more, because again, there's nothing wrong with them. If like they want to do that.
No, plus you're in someone's house. Like if they want to, you kind of go with the flow, right? Like, yeah.
Before, I used to be very like, hey, women have to equal rights and don't wear whatever, all that bullshit. But now I'm more like,
you said it.
Yeah, that's how I used to sound like when I was really like, equality.
But I don't think equality means you do every task equally. Like, I don't think that's what that means. It's, you want equity in the way it's like,
equality of opportunity.
You want to be considered equal where, what if there's more of an opportunity, for example, I mean, I guess I hate that we're still like, we still have to say this out loud, really. It's not the, it's the, I don't think, for example, that if you decide you want to get emotional about something and cry, that now you're not a man anymore, right? That's what that is. Or if you have sex before marriage, you're no longer a good woman. That's the thing that bugs me about that way of thinking. When it gets to that, that's the where it's not equal. Where if a guy did it, then bueno, se pasó, pero miras un buen hombre, and if he ends up being a good person. But with that woman, if that woman has sex before marriage, even if she has a family, she's tainted. She's tainted forever. Like, even if they say like, oh, que bueno, que look, she's stable or whatever, but when she was younger, you know what I mean?
I wonder.
And I wonder if it's just because of my experience, and I'm hoping that's no longer the case because I don't know.
I think that's going away for sure.
I hope so. Do you feel that? You're younger than me, so maybe you Because
you.
you're a guy. That's not like a compliment. It's a fact. But if you're a guy, maybe you're not hearing the same things that I am. The expectation is different, right?
I think, I don't know, dude, because I'm kind of sexist. I'm not going to lie. But I acknowledge it. You know, like I see, when I was single, I'd be like, oh, but she got kids. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a personal choice, though. What if you don't want to have kids?
So I'm not a sexist. Thank you.
But I'm not high-fiving yet because I don't know. You got to...
No, I don't know. It's just...
I don't think you're a sexist.
It does come to my mind how, like, dudes see women differently.
Well, I know from my... Here's where I think, like, I'm a mismatch for the culture here because we were taught very conservatively. Like, my version of having a good time is so tame. Like, it's so tame. But in my family, like, my sister and I were going out and getting home past 10. My mom was like legit worried about that. Like, ¿qué andan haciendo? Why are you out all night? And she wouldn't sleep until we came. We're just clubbing,
and it's
probably.
Like 10, 15?
No, we're not bringing guys. We were not bringing guys home. We were just out dancing, having a good time with people we knew, with our friends. We weren't like going out you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
but for her, that was like,
that's already
desaforadas, right?
Yeah.
Right. But I know we weren't.
Diría mi abuelita.
Right. But I know in our culture here in the U.S., it was like we were so tame. Like we weren't doing any of that. Like I used to smoke, like cigarettes,
that's
not
gross.
even weed. You know what I mean? So
Gross.
like that was for.
But they didn't care about
That was a different level. So when you
Did
say
you get
stuff,
judged for smoking?
I'd have to ask her. She didn't like it. I mean, but look at our culture in San Miguel. Everybody. My mom is not the norm.
Right.
Nor is your mom. Even Yoli's used to smoke, and she doesn't even like it.
Yeah.
She got peer pressured, she says. But everybody smoked. Like it's like my aunt, where the household where I used to hang out with my cousins, my uncle didn't smoke. Everyone else did. And every single one. Everyone.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
My grandma, most of my uncles, like my aunt, like everybody smoked.
Yeah.
Both of my grandmothers. Like it's not like they would. I don't know if I got judged. I was probably more judged
not.
here than over there. Over there it was like, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't think it's, so I didn't feel like it was like a cool thing because everybody did it. It's not like I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't rebellious.
Right.
It was like your grandma does it.
You weren't going,
You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure.
Like it's not rebellious. It was part of the culture. It was, that's all that was. It wasn't, I wasn't like, I'm smoking. It's not. No,
Here,
I'm way too much of a nerd for that.
But isn't it always like punk people, like people
here
trying
it
to
is.
go against the grain?
Maybe here where I grew up, it was. Like, I'm sure that some of my friends saw me smoke. And granted, I did start early. I was 12.
Jesus
but still.
Christ, dude.
Yeah, but my grandmother started when she was like 8, 9.
Okay, we're making progress here.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not like, I'm going to rebel and smoke. Because my grandmother did it like earlier. So she's like the OG of.
Yeah, that's not part of horror culture, smoking.
It's not.
So you're fine. No, but like, fine, so, I mean, again, I don't mean whore in a derogatory term. I mean it in just a very, like, whatever you're doing is what you're doing kind of thing. Like, it's like me and Leslie talk about, like, people, like, it's 11 p.m. and they're barely heading out.
Yeah, that's party culture. That's like people are partying. So I don't consider that to be like a whore culture. Come on, man.
Let's say party
and we're
culture.
In Chicago, like people are, but I don't know. That's the thing. Maybe you're not saying something. Like what's happening over there?
Well, I mean, it's not whore culture, but I just know that
Vamos a investigar.
Everyone is hooking up with everyone. It's the craziest thing to me. See, I'm not sure. That's where I don't fall in that mix. I couldn't,
because I'm more conservative that way.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that either.
I fall in love with people too easily to just be hooking up with people. That's the craziest thing. Like,
I don't think I could do the casual thing either. I remember, so I have a friend who was divorced around the time that I was already divorced, but I'm getting far away. Sorry. Let me just talk like this. I can always hear you. So then the difference, she's born and raised here. Both of us are Catholic, but I didn't feel right going onto the apps and just like partying, right? Or hooking up. It just wasn't something I wanted to do. But she did. And we're both like moms, both very stable in the way that we raise our kids. They're safe. We're supportive of them. All of that is equal, except the way that she wanted to have deal with her divorce was that way, and she did, and now she's married.
Yeah.
And I'm not like that was, but it wasn't shameful.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? But for me, I didn't feel shame one way or the other, but I didn't feel the need to like hook up. Like I didn't crave that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I've been very lucky. I think I've had very good boyfriends. So I don't like I don't think
It was more like it started as a friendship and it evolved into something else.
except for one that actually was a dating app one.
Holla.
The rest of them were like, it just
Marty's
came
out here
natural.
on Tinder. Let's go.
No. I'm taking a break.
I couldn't do that. I already told Leslie, if we ever break up, I'm done. I'm not.
Really?
Yeah, I hate that. Dating sounds like such a nightmare, dude. I'll be good on my own.
I'm trying to get your sister to do it because I think it would be so fun.
She's fine. I don't know what it is. That's another thing about our family. For some reason, a lot of people this generation, we just don't want to date. I just happened to stumble upon somebody
How
who
did
was
you meet
fucking cool as shit.
Leslie? Yeah, Leslie's pretty cool.
We worked at Giordano's.
Really?
Yeah, so
Bleeps, but I'm actually
Ted,
glad that
Ted,
we're going to
Ted,
be
Ted, Ted.
bleeping. I'm glad that we're going to be bleeping and not the F-bombs, you know,
What
like for our
F-bomb?
family.
I don't say F-bombs.
No, you
Oh,
just say,
F-U-C-K. I thought you were saying the other F-bomb.
what's the other F-bomb?
Fuck is okay nowadays. The bad one is the gay one. That's the new F word. The derogatory term for gays.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
the
I didn't
new
think
F
of that
word.
one. Oh, well, I'm thinking of our very conservative family who they're going to be like, I.
They're not going to listen,
You think
mommy.
they're not going to listen?
They don't like us like that. You understand, me and you are the
Okay.
weirdos of the family,
Yes, I
right?
could see that.
100%.
We can't be the only ones that think we're weird. Like, I know, wait,
Well, we're the only ones that are...
that feel weird. Ah!
I know you weren't going for a high
No.
five, but I thought it would be funny to...
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the only ones
I
that
guess
are...
I owed you from when I left you hanging.
Yeah.
Let's do a good one.
No, I don't want to.
Okay.
Next
That
time.
felt right because now we're even.
Sucker.
I hope your heart shrunk a little on the inside.
I don't care, Marty. I feel nothing.
Que grosero.
So, yeah, me and you are the only ones that are like open about our weirdness.
Really?
Yeah, everyone else thinks they're normal. And we're the only ones that like we know we're not normal. And we're out here, Marty, we're recording
That's true. We're recording how
our conversations.
Yes,
you know
but
how
I
weird
don't
that
think
is?
I don't think we're the only ones. That's where you and I we don't know yet. This is part of what prompted all of this. But I was told by the last relationship that I had, that last person we had that it was part of the conservative stuff that would come up was considered weird and outdated, which it totally was. But for me, it's like normal. That's my upbringing. Like there was that thing, right? For sure. So I know some of it is, but then that's weird that for this person, I was normal, and also my family, I'm also...
Well, here's the thing.
I'm not the norm. I'm a divorced woman.
Here's the thing about outsiders and the
living by
family.
myself with my daughter.
And I am a non-married person living
should have
with
stuck
my
it out.
couple. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm the non-married.
You are.
living-
You're living in sin. That's right.
Yeah, we're both sinners.
Again,
I
saying
think-
living
I
in
think-
sin is a term for it's not. Viven en pecado. That's what
Trying
they
to
would
think.
say.
I think we are the only ones that are. Everyone else is. If they're not married, they're with their
Here.
moms
Here, yes.
or moms and dads. I guess
Yeah.
their parents.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with that. I guess
No, but
But-
you're right. It's different. It is weird. But I'm not the only woman that lives by herself. Like there's a couple of us out there.
in my side.
But it's not the norm. It's not the norm to not be married when you have children. You know what I mean? That's not.
Yeah, and
Like, it
we're
was
out here
definitely
talking
a-
about it like if,
Yeah.
like if our opinions matter on shit.
It
you know what I
doesn't.
mean?
No.
Yeah. So it's we're sinners. We're gonna go to hell. Isn't it crazy?
I think Penny Dreadful was like the trauma that when I go to what do they call it here? The pearly gates. Since I went through that and survived, they'll be like, "Come on in." That was the one.
Damn, good for you. Just get
No.
it. Is that what happens at the end of Penny Dreadful?
No. I'm just saying that's how traumatic it was. It was so
I want to
traumatic.
watch Penny Dreadful.
It's not traumatic. I would watch it again. There's actual trauma in the world, but it was dark. It was dark. It is dark. Right? Let me see. Yeah, that
There's
girl.
her and the
Oh my God, I
Wolfman.
remember her. Oh no. There was some, you know what it was? They just depicted like evilness. You know, it's that thing that you feel when you dream of things, like that demon stuff. You know, it's that.
I don't
But I
even
don't know how
remember
they
the
did
demons.
it.
So there's
She was not her, the actor, but she's, you know, she was dark, that one.
I forgot.
She could have gone either way, that one. her
Wolfman.
character.
That's Dr. Frankenstein, isn't it?
Oh, right. Which one? I can't.
Isn't he Dr. Frankenstein
I
and
don't
he
remember
makes the monster?
anymore.
And then that's gay. What's his name? The vampire that lived forever.
I think I'm missing the last couple of seasons because I think I stopped here at the 3.
It did end. Okay, so it was 3 seasons. It was
Yeah, because I don't remember more than 3. Like, I don't remember. I only saw like a couple of them. And then it was like, that's it?
Oh, I gotta rewatch.
So how many? Yeah, maybe
There's
we
3.
will.
There's
With the lights
3.
on.
No, I can watch
Las
it.
luces. Oh my God. And
She's
I'm not like,
possessed and shit, right? Look at that. Oh my God, look at this bitch.
yes, I
Jesus
believed
Christ,
her.
dude.
I believed her.
Mamma
She's so
mia,
good.
hachi-machi.
It
That's
was
scary.
so creepy. It's just because of like her performance was so like good. I don't know what to say about it. It scared me for sure. She's good. It was because of her performance that
Yeah.
really got me.
Oh, this is how we
Remember?
started talking about everything. Penny
We
Dreadful, and then
did.
we went to racism. Because I
'Cause,
said I
yes,
know what
it's
French
related.
people look like. What if you look
That's
up...
how scary racism is, just as scary as Penny Dreadful.
I'm going to look up French
It's
people.
evil.
I'm going to look up French people. And
Oh, right,
we're going to
'cause
see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. I'll tell you, I'll be honest.
This is so our culture of you. De donde son?
Napoleon was French.
They all look alike. Although but all the royals look alike because they were all related. That's not a good
Yeah.
measure of how people looked. You'd have to look at the
This is what I always see in French people.
no se nota. What?
Big noses and colored eyes.
Ay, Señor Dios mío. Vamos a rezar aquí.
What the
Vamos a
heck?
rezar este hombre.
Is that a bad thing to say?
It's.
I'm not saying it's ugly noses. I just said big
I
noses.
know. No,
In fact, I think
I don't even
French
know.
people are beautiful.
Just send in your comments.
Look at this man.
Whoever dares to listen till the end.
I bet you he has colored eyes. And look at the fucking.
But the
honker
thing
on him.
about you, Emmy, is like it's not like we have a huge French community here, right? You're talking about what you see on TV.
Yeah.
No, this is why I wanted to pray for this kid because then you're not a kid, but this is why.
I'm a boy.
Think about it. Even in our culture, who gets to be on TV?
French people.
No, en la televisión, okay? Like
You think it's the white men that are on TV?
it's the
You
white
really gonna
people.
say that?
There are way more light-skinned people than there are not, right? It was definitely a thing growing up. So how do you?
Do
You
you
don't
think-
know. I mean, I watch shows in
You mean
from France for
somebody
sure.
like this lady right here?
I mean, I don't know. I watch all kinds of stuff.
Somebody that looks like her is more likely to get on TV than somebody.
But
that
I will
looks
tell
like
you
this guy.
what I would say about any other culture. Like I've been there. I've also been to France. Mhm. Yeah.
Did they hate you?
They don't all look blonde and blue-eyed, my friend.
I didn't say blonde.
Oh, what did
In
you
fact,
say?
I said the opposite.
And they
I
don't
said
all have big
dark
noses.
hair,
Yeah.
colored eyes, big noses, crooked teeth. And I have really crooked teeth as well. But it's true.
I don't even know what to say.
Nothing, dude. This is
This is what you think. Let's see. Though it would be funny to just send you out there and just be like, what would you do?
I'm gonna go,
with all the
I was
nuance.
right.
What would you do with the nuance? Well, that's the thing. If you want to be right, that's all you'll see, right? But if you really want to know the truth, then you'll be like, oh, maybe I should stop saying this. Maybe I don't know.
You know, I just
Which is more-
generalize. I
Yes.
generalize just for jokes. If I were to have like a true, if I was to be just truly honest with you,
Yeah.
and just like pure, like what is inside me, what I really,
dark
really
heart.
feel.
Yeah.
No. It would be the most
I'm picturing
boring
the Grinch.
conversation. No, maybe not. But
No, it wouldn't be boring.
Not
You
boring.
and I have talked about that stuff too.
yeah. But it's just like, I don't know. We generalize. I say we so I don't feel bad. I generalize.
I think you can because
fun.
No, I think you can because this is part of our culture too. How many conversations have we been heard? Remember growing up, our parents would talk about, this is where is that person from? And I'll use our Hispanic, our Latino culture, Latinx.
You can
culture.
say Hispanic.
I don't know what to
fuck,
say.
Dude.
Can you just fill it
Fuck
in your
'em.
own head?
Fuck everybody.
No. I'm not
Yes.
trying to. I'm just older. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to.
It doesn't matter.
I don't care one way or the other.
Hispanic is not offensive. And if
I
you're
know it
offensive,
offends some people.
If you're offended by the word Hispanic, it's because you need to find hobbies. You need to find how can you,
Well, okay.
I get offended.
I don't know if we
getting
talked about
offended
this.
at
This is
stupid
why
shit.
I'm not offended. This is why, because there are things that are actually offensive, like human trafficking, for example.
Yes.
And so when that exists in the world, this is not.
Why are you
I'm
gonna
not
get mad at somebody asking you where you're from?
I don't.
When there's fucking wars
There's
going
wars.
on, there's starvation,
There's human trafficking, slavery, even.
and
So I think we
words,
let
and
that
you're-
one
and
slide.
You're crying about words. Like, shut up.
Well, that's what I think. Like, there's like you and I know of actual instances of racism that people have experienced in our family, in our circles, and so that is not.
Me. My
that's
family's perfect. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you know what I'm saying.
I
There's
know what
not
you're
the
saying.
word. It's not a. So the titling of our culture. It's not. It's okay. So then they would, and I'll use our communities. I remember saying stuff. Them saying stuff like, she's Cuban. Oh, well, Cubans are they're very smart. They're very this, they're very that. Like they would start, not only are you Cuban,
You're
it's
also
like you want to
smart.
know because then you have like this framework of, that person is A, B, C, D, right?
Yeah.
And then that's how, like, that's the conversation.
I've heard like kind of like Asian people automatically are labeled as like smarter than most people.
Yeah.
And I saw a
That's
video
another
on
one.
the internet about somebody saying that that's racist.
Oh, is it?
Saying that Asian people are smarter. It's like racist against Asian people.
I guess it's
For
like we'd have to
something,
find
I don't know.
out like someone who's
We need to ask
more
an Asian.
aware of this kind of thing. Because honestly, I'm not the person to define what racism is considered to be. What's racism now?
Racism is in the eye of the beholder.
Because it's like I said, there's like if I compare, for example, I'm not going to give someone an opportunity because I'm looking for my race because they're more superior, because you can't because you're a certain race. Like to me, that's racism.
What if
right?
it's not because you're more superior, but because you want to help out your...
Then that's not racism. That's a thing that you're just being...
Yeah, you're being helpful to your people.
Yeah.
And your,
Well, that's not,
you know.
but that's neither here. That doesn't mean to say that that it's fair, but nepotism exists, obviously. Like
What's nepotism?
you're gonna hire your own people. You're gonna hire your own family.
Is that what nepotism?
That's nepotism when you hire your own family. So
that
why shouldn't that that extends?
Is
right?
that a negative thing?
Well, it's unethical, right? Because if you're in a power in the place of
favoring
power,
relatives,
yeah,
friends, associates,
right.
especially giving them jobs.
That's how that guy, that translator guy for Nelson Mandela's funeral, he probably knew someone or was like the family of someone, and all of a sudden he's doing all this stuff.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
Dead.
So crazy. Then I thought like, yeah, I don't know.
You know, Nelson Mandela, somebody said that we stumbled upon a different timeline because some people remember a story that Nelson Mandela actually died in prison. Yeah.
But how is that not a rumor? Because obviously he didn't.
Obviously, because not in this timeline for sure, but in another time. Like, also, a lot of people remember that it was the Berenstein Bears, not the Berenstein Bears. Like,
But
the way
that's
that
a
they spell it.
pronunciation thing.
No, but they remember seeing it. Like, they remember seeing. You
Yeah,
never
but
heard
is there
of the
evidence? Because then our memories are not
It's just
the best.
It's collective bad memory. Is
for
what
sure.
It is.
But that's nothing.
Or-
That's not evidence of a different timeline. That supports more of what we already know, which is we have bad memories. All of
But
us.
if
We
you
will.
wanna
We will
have-
construct things like we remember, even if whether they're
Yeah.
real or not.
But if you want to have a fun conversation, yeah, exactly.
I'm out.
yeah.
I think we wrap.
Yeah, this
On
is a
that.
good place to end on.
We didn't even touch on
Mandela
the
Effect. It's called the Mandela Effect.
Mandela
actually.
Effect.
Give it a Goog. Look it up. So,
or we're just dumb and don't remember things.
Or Mandela Effect is real. We've stumbled upon a different timeline because the world actually ended in 2012.
Can we go to a timeline where we wrap this one up?
Bye-bye.